Offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, boy, he was in his bag. This is the final drive, Mike. They convert 2 third downs and a 4th down on this 12-play drive. Look at the plays right here. De'Ami Brown, catch and run, takes the big lick. That sets up this 4th down play. Sorry, this is the 3rd down play. Sets it up for 4th and manageable. Isn't that no man's land? Would you kick it or not?
And we thought they were going to punt.
We thought they were going to punt. Zach Ertz with it. And then this. Oh, we're not sitting on the ball. We're going for the jugular. Terry McLaurin, look at the feet with the defender dragging on him to go up for the game winner. No punts, only 2 incompletions. And you saw the beautiful deep balls. He threw those several times. But again, Jayden Daniels put the NFL on notice, Mike, as the Commanders improved to 2-1. No touchdowns last week, right? 7 field goals to win it. They come out today and they hang 38 on the Cincinnati Bengals net Lou Anarumo defense.
Yeah, look, no punts, no turnovers. First game since 1940 that you can make that claim. This was highly entertaining. I remember having a conversation with you in the summer. We're all on the road here at NFL Network, training camps. You saw these dudes in person. I was up the road in Baltimore. You told me specifically, I think Washington's going to scare some teams. This was a confident ball club. And then Dan Quinn on that 4th down, we thought they were going to punt. I think he might have been saying to himself, hey, look, we're on the road. It's Joe Burrow on the other side. You just never know what's going to happen. But this guy, that was such a significant decision in this game. And it shows that even in his 3rd career start, there's a lot of belief in what Jayden Daniels can accomplish.
I think Dan Quinn had a feel for his team at that moment. Because remember, they started at 1st and 15, and they just got brick by brick, piece by back. Look at Jayden Daniels. Look at these numbers right here. First 2 weeks, and then tonight. Again, this is the Bengals. This is a Lou Anarumo defense. This is a team that is great in making adjustments after halftime. They adjusted, and so did Washington. Remember, Bengals cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt said, they run a nice college offense. But Cliff Kingsbury's like, did you see what I did at Texas Tech? Because he was dealing with Jayden Daniels today. That's McCaffrey. Look, in the pocket, no pressure. That was another thing, Mike. As you see this deep ball to Terry McLaurin, which ends up in this beautiful touchdown pass. Trent Brown, the offensive tackle, eligible. How about that?
And by the way, Jayden Daniels, even after the game, saying, look, that's my first touchdown. I'm keeping the ball on that one, which you kind of understand why he might have wanted.
Got to give it to the big man.
I know, but the big fella Trent probably should have worked off the field with that football at some point. Look, from a confidence standpoint, Jayden Daniels coming in was known as a dual threat guy. We saw the arm talent on display, but look at the rushing numbers. Finding a way to get into the end zone, Steve. I mean, you don't see this by rookies having this type of success so early on in both facets of the offense.
12 runs for 39 yards. Here, this is a coverage. Look, he's bailing, but he's looking to throw. So now he's just like, I'm going to take off and run. We saw this several times tonight. When there was this coverage, there's very little pressure. Look at that move right there. That's just athleticism over and over. But the fact that Washington ran the ball successfully, set up plays like this, it really confused the defense. Here's him breaking the tackle. He protected himself most of the game. Here, you're just going to see him take off. There's just nobody open, makes a nice play, gets down. Right, that was the big thing coming in. Like, he gets hit. He was getting down. Look at this touchdown. Fake to Brian Robinson. Guess what? I'm the one with the ball, guys. That was earlier in the game. But they were playing with such confidence. And again, Cliff Kingsbury, this game that he called, he kept this defense off balance. One of the reasons why there wasn't pressure is because of the Jayden Daniels run threat. That's where you've got to play disciplined assignment football up front. Trey Hendrickson got to him late, but otherwise he had all day to throw the ball.
The evolution of Jayden Daniels, and it's something we talked about even in the draft process. I was at his very first start in Tempe when he was at Arizona State. To see that Jayden Daniels and compare him to what we are seeing, and look, that's years ago, and I get that, but we're seeing even in a short period of time, Steve, the growth of him.
But let me tell you this, that's one thing why he was so attractive is he's played 4 years at the collegiate level, right? He's seen a lot of things, and I spoke to a coach on their team in training camp who said, we've thrown things at him defensively, and he's been able to diagnose it because he's seen the game before. And that experience, you're seeing more and more teams in the draft process look for that experienced guy. To me, it's called a Brock Purdy trickle-down effect as to where some of these experienced rookies come in, they see things, they know how to set protections. You see that with Jayden Daniels, who also plays under center, in the pistol, and in shotgun. He is giving Kingsbury in this Washington offense a lot of options with his ability, but the touch on balls like this has got to be something that has really got to excite fans in that DMV market.
Look, one other note, just to add on to what you're speaking to about the experience at the college side, keep in mind, and I get it, look, you're coming out of LSU, it's been a factory of talented players, and we get that. From an ASU perspective, Herm Edwards, NFL experience. Antonio Pierce was on his staff, who's now obviously the coach of the Raiders. Marvin Lewis, who's also working with AP right now, was a consultant for Herm on that team. So the point is, he's been around NFL guys now for a really long period of time. And maybe that's why we're talking about the number 2 overall pick, maybe having small sample size, the best and most success that we've seen from quarterbacks so far in this class.
Well, and this is why so many of those people, like Antonio Pierce, they wanted to get up to draft Jayden Daniels, and Washington was like, nope, he is going to be our guy. And, the one thing, he just has to stay healthy. But one thing I really want to give Kingsbury credit for, he is somebody. It takes everything against his nature to run the ball as much as he did today. 32 times. Granted, 12 of those times were Jayden Daniels, but most of those were not scheduled runs. So the fact that they had such a balanced offense. Again, Jayden Daniels only threw it 23 times, completing 21 of them for 254 and 2 touchdowns. If they can continue to play like this, it eases the load on the offensive line. It allows some of these receivers to get these quick catches and make great runs, which we saw over and over again today, and it keeps other teams off the field. They ate up more than 7 minutes on that final drive, Mike, that led to the game-sealing touchdown. To be able to clinch a game like that, this is the Washington Commanders now. This is a team that could not do that because of questionable quarterback play for years. The culture, a game like this going to Cincinnati, a team we think is still going to be one of the more competitive teams when it comes to the upper echelon clubs in the NFL, and get that win on a Monday night in the spotlight, that is a very big deal for this organization.
If you're just joining